What would change if you stopped waiting for the perfect time? Because I feel like a lot of times we plan for stuff and it's just like, oh, I can't do that right now because whatever.
There is no perfect time. You just need to do it, and the blessing in it all is that God is gonna meet you where you are, and He's gonna work that thing out for you without you even having to get everything together.
The gifts that God has given you, you need to use them how He tells you to use them because not only are you holding your stuff back, but you holding back the people who need to hear from you. Hello.
The
Your blessing is not just for you. Your blessing can bless other people.
c
Hello?
Did y'all catch that? I look at us in our all black today.
It was not planned.
Definitely wasn't planned. But, most of our closet looks the same, so
Right.
it is what it is. But anyways,
And we back. 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 We are back with another episode of the You're Done podcast. It's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
and be more, never less. Listen, we back.
I know. We took a week off.
I know. All right. Sorry, people. Didn't want no interruptions, though. You know what I mean?
When I be editing, I be noticing how much I move. That makes my lighting mess up. So my
Um,
goal for this episode is to be still.
Good luck with that, good
Right.
sis.
Because I don't know where I be moving to, but I be moving. But anyway,
Oh,
hey y'all.
no. I know. I'm so excited. I feel like, well, we kind of started this season off with guests. And as much as I'm loving every guest we've had on thus far and the ones that's to come, I'm just so happy it's just me and my sister today. Like, we just get to chit chat.
Right. Because last season it was just us.
I know. Maybe I got spoiled being like, I just get to talk to my sister by myself. Now I got to be out here
Mhm.
sharing. Y'all know I don't like
Mhm.
sharing. Didn't even like sharing my McDonald's nuggets
Right.
back in the day.
But with that, I be feeling like we get so caught up in us just talking to each other. It's just like regular. I mean, I guess that's the whole point of the podcast. That's what we wanted the podcast to be like anyway.
Yeah.
Like us just having a conversation and y'all just, chiming in comments.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point to like pivot into the title. The topic
Yeah.
because so many times we said, "Oh, we're gonna have a podcast. We should have a podcast." And it was just like, at what point are you just like gonna do it? Like just we already had a camera. That was the thing. Brittany Ben
Yeah.
had a camera. Like we were both living in the same state at the time. We really had no excuse. Even if we didn't have a camera, could we have used our phones? Yeah. But
Mm.
we were just, but us being us, we wanted the camera, we wanted the whole shebang. And the point of this episode is, what do you do? Wait, let me not mess it up. What would change? What would change if you stopped waiting for the perfect time? Because I feel like a lot of times we plan for stuff and it's just like, oh, I can't do that right now because whatever. I don't have the
Yeah.
money. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the means. I don't have the time. And it's just like when you really want something, you find the time. You make the
Yeah.
time. And like even this morning, me and Corey was eating breakfast. And I was like, I gotta record today. And right after breakfast, I start feeling sleepy. I ain't gonna lie. So I was like, oh, now I don't feel like it. And so he was like, yes, you do, because that's gonna be y'all are the what he say? Because y'all the number one podcast in the world. And I said,
I'm glad you know.
exactly. Exactly. I do feel like it. You're right. Because at one point, this is what I wanted, right? So at what
Yeah.
point, it's just like, we're doing it. Even when we don't feel like doing it, we're doing it. So at what
Yeah.
point, what would change if you just said, I'm just going to do it?
Everything would change. I mean, I literally had to text my sister today and be like, hey, I'm probably going to be about like 5 minutes late. Ended up being 10 minutes late. Not because I wasn't ready. I was ready, but Deuce was ready to eat. So I can't rush my boy off the tap. You know what I'm saying? Baby come first.
Right.
So as much as it was like, okay, I got up on time. I watched church online. I've done all my things. My girls are good. Like I, in my mind, did everything at the perfect time. And then I would say, I would have been like, oh, he throwing me off. Now I'm about to be late and we're going to be off track. But she was like, okay, and I'm getting ready too. And I'm already set up. Like nothing, like it didn't affect anything. So I think most of the time it's just us being in our own head about what something should look like or when you're supposed to do something. And half the time it's you without really knowing it, mimicking something else that you've seen, not realizing that you're seeing their final product. They
Right.
probably went through all the chaos you going through. Like y'all know, we had camera issues, then we didn't know what mics to use. We didn't have the right equipment to
Right.
even be able to set up the way that we are. And we've learned things along the way. So I think the biggest thing in when we're just talking about our podcast in general is there never really was a perfect time because we've readjusted a few things along the way. And y'all just been here for the journey. And luckily, and being blessed that a lot of people are like, oh, I've enjoyed that. Like I know Sydney has reached out and I've seen her on the podcast. She'll be back this season.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I've just enjoyed seeing y'all transition and how things have changed and the fact that your sister moved and it don't seem like y'all have missed a beat. And then like our backgrounds, we've upgraded our backgrounds. Destiny's gonna upgrade hers again. So
Yeah.
it's like there is no perfect time. You just need to do it in the blessing in it all is that God is going to meet you where you are. And he's going to work that thing out for you without you even having to get everything together. So I feel like if we really would have quote unquote waited, we really would never have started because it's actually harder with her being there. It was easy when she was here because we were going to the store together.
Right.
We was in there talking to that man at Apple like that was our cousin. That man did
Child,
not even know us.
he followed us and everything.
Right? He did. And so I'm like, if we wouldn't have started then and we would have been like, oh, okay, now that we had our babies, let's try and it would have been pure chaos trying to
Right.
talk to her through this phone. I've been like, get off my line. I'm just gonna talk to you later because I'm about to get upset.
And I ain't gonna lie, when I first moved and we first started, like, it was like it's fine when it's just us two. But when I first moved and we started adding in guests, and like I know I'm the editor of the actual videos, right?
Yes.
And then not only that, we were still trying to figure out the mic and the X, Y, and Z. It was like I didn't want to talk over them because that makes it harder for me to edit because the volume it was a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like, I don't think this is a good idea. I used to be over it. But at the same time, like you said, even with dudes like needed to eat, when it's like you needed to be somewhere at that time. I also feel like I had a conversation with someone like a few years ago, actually, and they asked me if I believed in like coincidences, and I was like, no, not really, because I feel like, and maybe that's just me being like so God fearing, and it's just like I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like even if
Right.
it's something that you didn't plan for to happen, it always work out for your good at the end of the day. So even when we started the podcast, knowing that I was gonna be moving in a few months, that's why a lot of the episodes were always like way ahead. Like I was editing, was it's February right now, and I was
Yeah.
editing the episode for February 26th yesterday, and I said something about Friendsgiving, and they're probably like, "What is this girl talking about Thanksgiving for?" And it's February. But my point is, when you really want something to happen, you plan for it in advance. A lot of our episodes are always we recorded that months ago, so it's like
Yeah.
it's never a perfect time for it, but you work around the things that you want. You make time for the things that you want and whatever, even if smaller things like the baby gotta eat. What was I supposed to say? He could wait.
Right.
Then he crying in the background and now we can't record. So
Now I gotta edit that out.
exactly. Now I'm making my life even harder. So I think another thing is also knowing that there is no perfect time, but also knowing that even when you are working towards something, you feel like you're doing everything that you like Brittany said, I did everything I was supposed to be doing to get ready for this podcast today and something came up, but knowing that even in the midst of trying to find the perfect time, things are going to get thrown your way. You just have to learn how to pivot in a way. 'Cause I had to learn that, 'cause I would easily get discouraged and be like, "Now I done did all of this,
Yes.
and now it ain't nothing but the devil." And it's just like,
Trying to
"Girl."
get me off track.
Exactly, and half the time, it don't even be that big of a deal, but
No.
I don't know, and so I learned to just go for things that you want in life, and even with me in this transition of my life, becoming a mom and figuring out my next career move and all these things, at one point, I was, like, applying for jobs, right? And I was y'all if y'all know me, y'all know how sometimes they say your resume should only be, like, I don't know if this is still a thing, but back in the day, the resume should have only been a page, right? That's what they were saying.
That's what they say.
Baby, if I put every job I done had on that resume,
You got a book,
I know, a little pamphlet. They was like,
little
"Dang, girl."
memoir.
And so I'm trying, and so I've applied to so many jobs since working. Like, I feel like I'm always changing, even though I've been a teacher for the last, 6 years. I've been at different schools. Like, the way that, look, long story that we ain't hear about Destiny's teaching career journey. My point is, I'm trying, like we said in the previous episode, trying to plan and all these things and get ahead and whatever. And I was like, I don't really have a plan anymore because I feel like at one point of me applying for jobs, first of all, I was
Yeah,
applying for jobs in 2025. I don't need this job until August 2026. But hey, look, I gotta get ahead. I need to at least have an
right.
idea of what's out there for me. And I was like, something told me, well, let me say, God said, "Girl, don't just stop." And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't feel like doing it anyways. I said, "Okay." That was the God was like, "That's the most obedient this girl ever been."
Ain't got to tell me twice.
Right. I ain't never said okay so fast. And so I just stopped applying. And now it's getting closer. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should start applying again. But it's just, at what time is the perfect time for me to be like, oh, I should do X, Y, and Z. But then I was looking at jobs the other day, and like I said, I'm applying in advance, and I just was scrolling, reading what the job description is, whatever. Y'all, speaking of the perfect time, I scrolled and that job said it's not available. Like, you can apply, but it's not the date to start August 2026. I said, "Nah," and then I'm not saying, even if that's not the job for me, my point is the perfect time will make its way. It's gonna work out the way it need to
Yeah.
work, even if it's not when you want it to happen. So I was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm applying for this." And it was like religious based. Look, y'all, it was a whole little ordeal. I applied. I did
Yes.
my stuff immediately. Pray for your girl.
Put the prayer in already. It's already done in his name. Amen.
Exactly. But
But
even
I
if that doesn't happen for me, that was a good, like, a
No,
good
but I think it
sign.
coulda just been well, if it's not for you, it's a reminder, and I think that's something that's going on with me right now is I'm constantly being reminded to slow down. So y'all know I do my, um, Bible study on my own, but then I have one with Brielle, and she was reading about Joseph. And y'all know Joseph got sold into slavery. Not even sold, they put him into slavery by his
Right.
brothers. His own
Raggedy. I wish Brittany would. You
girl,
coming with me.
let's go. And I thought it was perfect because we just read about it and I didn't even know we was gonna do this topic today. But when she mentioned it, I remember I had just done this Bible study with her, and it was interesting that we're talking about the perfect time. And this is probably also going back to an episode we did. Well, y'all has seen the episode. It's in season 5, and that was our plan versus God's glory.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, God has a plan. Okay? There is a plan. And it don't matter what you do, whether you let your flesh or your spirit guide you, whatever God's plan is, it's going to happen the way that he
Mhm.
wants it to happen. And when going back to the Bible study, which was important and why we came up with it, how it's tying into this topic for me anyways, is that we definitely could have looked at that like that was wrong, that was dirty, Joseph not gonna have a good life, X, Y, and Z story could have went on. But everything turned around for Joseph. He
if
ended up
needed.
being the one that ended up going to jail, getting lied on by the Pharaoh's wife, still come out of prison because he over here prophesying and letting the Pharaoh know what's up. I'm just saying, stuff always be looking like this isn't the right time, this isn't working out. But if you stick to God's plan, if you remain obedient, and same for Destiny, she was applying. Then some said stop. She paused, but then when she found that job, you didn't have to go and recreate your resume. You didn't have to go and find your references. Like everything was already set. Did she still have to put in a little bit of work to answer some questions? Maybe, but for the most part, the bulk of the work was done. And I think we get in this mind frame of like, okay, well, that didn't work. So now I gotta wait. Now I gotta get this thing to be perfect. And then all it does is continue to delay you. I know we started, well, both of us was watching podcasts because we was like, we don't really know how to be like we can talk, we can yap all day, okay, but we don't know how to be podcasters. And I thought that was like a thing. And so we're listening to podcasts, and I feel like each season we were refining like how to have the conversations, how to introduce our guests. And I think it's just gonna be a continuous thing. But I did feel like a lot of the podcasts we were listening to, they were talking about things in the now. And I was like, dang, how can we, like, we're not doing that, you know what I mean? And you just mentioned it. We're talking about Friendsgiving, and y'all gonna hear about that in
February.
February. You're welcome, okay? Get caught up on our lives from in 2025. But I also had to realize that that's not where I am. We don't have a production team. We don't have someone who's gonna edit for us, who's gonna set up our lights ahead of time. I don't have a babysitter. I am my babysitter, my husband. So I have to make sure my husband's available so he can watch our baby, you know, while we're doing this. So I came to the realization that, yeah, that's nice for her podcast. I'm happy for her. I'm happy that that's happening for her, that she has been able to start in her own bedroom and now she has a production team and she's living in New York, whatever. Our time is coming, and we're going to get there in our own due time. And when that time is right for us, that's exactly when it's going to happen. And then we're going to say, you know what? This is the perfect time. It's
Perfect
probably
time.
when the kids is a little older. And I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm not moving to New York. I mean, unless the Lord says so. But
Right.
I don't think that's in the plan. But I don't know.
'Cause baby, it's cold in Maryland. I know it's colder in New York.
That's concrete. I don't know about that.
The
That's too much.
concrete jungle.
But I will go wherever the Lord calls me. I'm not gonna
Right.
say I probably won't complain. I'm gonna just have to play that song. Y'all know that gospel song. I won't complain
'Cause
because
I'm on
I
my
probably
way,
go. I'm
but I'm
sorry, Lord, but why?
right. Like, I'm just gonna keep trusting because I'm
Like,
not
just keep
understanding where this is
trusting.
going.
Yeah, and I think that's like this is like a tie in to trusting God and what He has for
Mhm.
you, knowing that even in the struggles and in the moments that you feel like aren't perfect, like they're working out for you. Because if you read a lot of the stories in the Bible, I mean, you going from literally Abraham, Joseph, Moses, like at some point, I was even looking at it like, ooh, I don't know how that's gonna turn around for you, Playboy, but. then- And then it ends up being the greatest thing ever, and you end up learning from it. So, and I'm also in this phase of life right now. I try not to say I'm obsessed with it, but I feel like it is an obsession of entering the kingdom of heaven. I mean, which we probably all should be a little bit obsessed with, because
Mhm.
who don't want to do that? And so I find a lot of times that when I'm going through particular things in life, I'm not only saying, okay, let me try to implement what I'm learning from the Bible, but what does the Bible say about what it is that I feel like I'm struggling with? And that helps me while I'm going through the troubled times of trying to find this perfect moment, or how I want to start something, or, you know, what new adventure I want to take on. If I'm finding something within the Bible that help ties in with my struggle, it helps it. It's not saying that I'm not going to struggle. It's not saying that I'm not gonna be like, oh, this isn't working out for me, this isn't my time. But even if it's not my time, and like Destiny said, she had to pause it for a second, when it does become your time, when God does say, all right, let's do this, then you gonna be ready, and your
Right.
girl stay ready.
And I feel like I was pulling up my phone because I feel like on the notes we wrote a thing about like, we put, like, different things that a lot of people try to wait for the perfect time to do things, whether it's
Yeah.
going after your dreams or, starting over. First of all, starting over, let's just stop there. There is never a appointed time if you feel like you should start over. Do it now. Okay,
Yeah.
do it yesterday. Do it. I just don't
That part.
understand why. Like, if you want something better out of something, if you're looking to gain anything out of whatever the situation may be, I feel like you have to just start going for things in your life because a lot of the times, especially when I was younger, I feel like I was always just like, I'm not qualified enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. And why would they hire me when there's so many people out there with X, Y, and Z? And it's just like, why wouldn't they hire you? And even with
Yeah.
Brittany saying the whole thing about, um, like, I'm trying to get to heaven, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of the times I'm constantly, like, on myself and, like, talking to God, like, I read my Bible every day. I pray every day. I do these things, right? And it's just like, what if that ain't even enough? Look, I I am not trying to get up there and God just be like, uh, I never knew you shouted. Holla at you. So I'm trying to I'm not sitting here waiting and being like, "Oh, I need God to show me this miraculous sign to let me know that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing." Like Brittany said, the
Yeah.
answers that we need are in that Bible. So if
Yeah.
I ever feel like I'm getting off course or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna go pray. I'm gonna go read that Bible. I go talk to my husband about it. We pray about it. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And even Corey and I was having a conversation about like career decisions that we're both trying to make, and just understanding that I feel like a lot of the times, sometimes we are so focused on what we want, how we want it to happen, when we want it to
Mhm.
happen. And a lot of the times we fall short of remembering the things of the blessings that we're currently living in now. So if God did what you're living in now, what makes you think, right, that he won't do it for the next thing, you know? But also
Yes.
understanding just because I have that bad too. I'd be like, and then I saw this post and it's like, maybe you don't realize how good you're doing because you keep upping the bar. And it's just like,
Ooh.
you're living in an answered prayer right now, but you're already asking God for something else. And God like, "Hey, and can he do it? Yeah." But he's like, "Girl, I just gave you what more do you want from me?" And so it's like, learn to just be where you are, yes, but also understanding that whatever is for you will always be for you. And whenever
Mhm.
God feel like it's that appointed time to give it to you, here you go. But like Brittany said, he has to make sure that you're ready to be able to steward whatever that blessing is properly. So a lot of the times
Yeah.
I find myself like, but I want it now. Like, I just feel like right now would be great. And who's to say? I feel
Right?
like this is another topic, so I'm not gonna get too deep. But who's to say God give it to you right now? Here, cry baby, there, and you
What you gonna
ruin
do
it.
with it?
You ruin it. So you have to wait. A lot of the time, the perfect time is God's timing, right? And I feel
Yeah.
like we just fall short of because we want it's my money and I want it now. We live in that type of that mindset. Like I want it right now. Like right now would be so perfect. Like right now, I want a new car. Right now ain't the right time for me to get that car.
No, no, good sis,
But I
it's not.
want it. I went and saw it yesterday. It was so
Now
nice.
she went and see it.
I was just looking. I was just
That's
thinking
okay.
about it. I
That's
ain't gonna do it.
right.
Huh?
Watch me come on here. Season 6, episode 4.
I got a new car, y'all. No, I was playing.
You scared?
Right. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. But I have to you have to pump the brakes sometime and be like,
Literally. But
"Not right
literally.
now." Literally. Literally. So I just had to just be like, well, me and Corey, of course, like, "Babe, I don't think you're gonna be able to get that right now." And I'm like, "That ain't what I wanna hear."
Right. But
And so
when it's time,
but when it's
when it's
time,
time. And so
it's gonna be
it's
even better than I imagined.
right? So this is like an interesting episode, I feel like, because it says stop waiting for the perfect time to start. But it's also, I feel like we're saying and reminding ourselves that whenever you do start, that's technically the perfect time. And when things unfold the way that you or envisioning your end product to be, that is also the perfect time. So at the end of the day, like there is not a day, a time, a moment. If you say, "Hey, on Thursday at 2:13 a.m., hey, I'm supposed to get up and learn how to do X, Y, and Z," baby, that's your business, and good luck to you. And I can't wait to see what it is that you put out into the world, because if the biggest thing is, and I'm learning about this too, if the word is stewardship over the gifts that God has given you, so all of our talent. So if God gave you a gift, if God gave you a talent and you sitting on it, listen, all I'm saying is God can do what he want when he want. So if he gave you the vision at that time and you thought implement it at that time, that is the time to do it. Let's be obedient in the things, okay? That's where we are in life now. We ain't out here
Yeah.
playing. I'm not playing with God.
Girl,
Okay, like I said,
I was literally just reading First Timothy, and I don't remember the chapter or the verse, but he was saying, Paul was saying to Timothy, like, the gifts that God has given you, you need to use them how he tells you to use them, because not only are you holding your stuff back, but you holding back the people who need to hear from you. Hello. Your blessing is not just for you. Your blessing can bless other people.
that,
Hello.
did y'all catch that? I'm not. I know this is my podcast. This is our podcast, but I think we out here cooking today. Okay, I
I
feel
think
like
it's
at
'cause
this
I actually
point,
did
I
my
need to
hair
pass
today
the
and stuff.
offering around. I need to ask you, do you see the Lord as your savior? And if not, hopefully today is the day.
And come to the altar.
Come to the altar. Come on. Because God see you and he hear you. Okay, and he know what you're struggling with.
And he ain't bring you here on accident.
You
You may
did
have
not
never
see this YouTube video by accident.
exactly. You may have never heard of the You're Done podcast, but today was the perfect time.
The perfect time, because the Lord is not done with you yet.
I'm crying. Amen. Amen. Look to your neighbor, say neighbor.
Neighbor?
It's my time.
No, for real. It is your time. And drop in the comments, okay, what is it that you've been sitting on? I want to know. I want to know, what is it that you've been
Mhm.
sitting on that you feel like hasn't been the perfect time for you to start? I don't care how simple it is. If it's getting back into working out, taking care of yourself, um, crocheting. I just said that because my daughter just picked up this little crochet doll from this thing we went to yesterday. If it was a hobby you've had, then you stop. You want to get back into it and you just feel like you don't know where. If you feel like you ain't got enough money, because I know money stops a lot of people from doing a lot of things. And I am also in the season of like, I feel like, baby, everything is bare. Okay. On my, as far as what I would like to see and things like that. But at the end of the day, I do sit on my couch and I look around and I'm like, my baby is fed. My kids are dressed and they getting to school on time. My cupboards are not bare. I'm putting food in here. I ate steak for breakfast. Why am I complaining? Like nothing. I bought steak from
No.
HEB. Okay, it can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is as bad as we make it out to be. I think when you put yourself in a comparison game with other people, then you, like Destiny said, you tend to forget where you've come from or the things God has brought you out of or the things he's even given you, and you're not being grateful for those things. You're continuously raising the bar and asking him for more and for more, and not just sitting in that moment of saying, thank you, God, for getting me to this point. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a point in your life where you're like, it's really not that far, but it definitely ain't where you was last year. It definitely ain't where you was yesterday. You know, so if he's gonna keep waking you up, that's another opportunity for you to get it together. If not get it together, for you to go ahead and start, because your timing is now. And so I have to remind myself of that quite often, because I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. I feel like I should be here. This is my age. You know, this is where I should be. So by the time I'm this age, by the time my kids are grown, see, we're thinking of human time. God has no time. So I think when I think about his perspective in the way of, not saying I'm working on his time. Well, technically we are, right? he does not identify any time. So if you literally can just pick up from what the gifts and the ideas and everything that he's giving you in the resources that he's giving you, you can do anything. And I have to also realize like my village helps me out a lot. Like I swear, the stuff that I be thinking of doing, like I'm starting a small group class and I bought a big piece of equipment, y'all, with nobody signed up. Nobody was signed up and your girl dropped. I ain't gonna say the number, but I ain't have it. But I got a credit card that got it and and I bought it. And
And
my
now
husband's up, huh?
and now you got people who have signed up.
No. And then guess what? I posted it. I only need 6 people per each class, and your girl is already at 4 people in one class. So, and that's more money in my pocket. I do it for the
Yeah.
love of fitness, but also we got to feed my babies. So,
Mhm.
but it's not always going to be a perfect time. But do it. Just do it. Whatever it is that's been on your heart this week. I just want you to do it.
Exactly.
I don't care what. I don't care if you ain't got the right lighting. I don't care if the content you like, girl, are you using a razor phone? I don't care.
Right, 'cause scam money don't make no money, okay?
Post the content. You see the stuff people be posting nowadays? They got AI babies out here, and I be reposting the mess out of them AI babies. You better post the content, sis.
Exactly, and stop comparing yourself to what somebody else got going on. 'Cause
You better
this
say
is
that.
right, this is a You're Done podcast, not the whatever else podcast out there. I don't know.
You done with sitting on God's gifts that He has given you.
Literally.
That's what you done with.
We're like, we ain't even gonna ask. We telling you what you done with.
Right? Now I done went from praising to bullying you. Didn't I tell
Right.
you this?
Tough love, tough love. But
Right? Sometimes you gotta do it.
I pulled my phone out and never told y'all what I pulled it out for because I got
We
sidetracked.
got sidetracked. Okay, reeling it back in. It's okay.
Okay.
Perfect timing right now. Pull it.
Exactly.
Let us know.
I think I wanted to point out the point that we put on the note. Um,
Mhm.
could we put especially for women who hold on, look, I done closed without knowing. Especially for women who keep putting themselves last. Even if
Mm,
this is a man watching this, anybody who feels as though you're like as a mom, obviously, you're constantly trying to figure out what it is that you want to do for your child, what you got to do for your child, for your husband, if you're a wife, all these things. Is everybody okay? But at some
yeah.
point, you have to understand that we've done this on the episode. You cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So instead of continuously putting yourself last, also find time to pour into yourself just as much as you're pouring into everybody else. That's like
Yeah.
saying just because I'm a wife, I can't have a successful podcast. Just because I'm a mom means I'm not gonna be able to go out and live my life. I'm gonna do all of it
Yes. At
because
the same dang time.
exactly at the same time. And if that means y'all are eating pizza for dinner, at least yay. But I got to go do. I gotta go
Got
do
the
this.
carbs, fats, and protein.
Exactly, all in one. Okay. I get thin crust if you're on a diet. I just I just feel like we all have to find the time for ourselves to pour into ourselves.
Mhm.
That's like even as a woman, like for me personally, and I know that Brittany wake up early too, but I always like especially during the week. Okay, so on the weekends, sometimes we may wake up at the same time. That's fine. But during the week, I always wake up before Corey. Always. I wake up before him. I get up, I read my Bible, I do my things, I make sure I'm okay. So when he walk out that room, I'm not looking at him like like he don't live here or something.
Right. No, for real.
I'm in a better mood. I done got my spirit together. I done make, breakfast we got everything that we need to make us both have a good day. Because if we
Yeah.
both during the week, if I feel like if I didn't do that, we may walk around here like we hate each other sometimes. And I just feel like for me personally, I had to figure out like what it is that I needed to do for myself. And
Mhm.
it wasn't I guess I had to find the perfect time to do it, which was before he woke up. In accordance to Proverbs
Yeah.
31, that's what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. I'm supposed to be waking up before my household wake up and getting my house. I'm setting up my household for the day. And so
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do for myself. But like Brittany said, also using the gifts that I have and stored in the life that God has given me well so that my family can benefit from it as well. Because it ain't always just about you, sister. So do it
Yeah.
that you will. Pour into yourself for sure, but understand that a lot
Yeah.
of the things that God gives us is not just solely because yes, he loves and cares for you too, but we are here to make disciples of of the nation. We're supposed to be out here helping people get closer to God. We're supposed to be out here using our blessings to bless other people. It is never just about you. I
Yeah.
know you think you are so special. But
Right.
use your gifts wisely, okay? And don't sit on them for too long
Right.
because
I want Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine.
'Cause I think the biggest thing we forget about when we whether it's the perfect time in your gifts, your talents, anything that you wanna get started on, putting yourself first, is that once those things come to you, is it doesn't get easier from there. Once you have the idea, once you have the heart to go forward with something, that's the easiest part. The realization of what you wanna do. When me and my sister was like, "We wanna start a podcast," that was easy. It was easy for me to say, "You and how we talk about all kind of stuff. It would be so cool if you and I did a podcast together, and this is what we should do." And then when we said that, we was like, "So what's the name of the podcast?" Then we was like, "Well, dang." Like, that became the everything that came after was the hard part. Even to
Mhm.
getting on here today to schedule times. I mean, we're both wives. She's about to be a mom. Well, she is a mom. That baby's inside, about to be outside soon.
Sure is.
Um, but all of these things are happening, which makes what we want to do harder. Not in the sense of like, well, you shouldn't do it, but you got to think when those gifts are given to you, now it comes down to you continuously having faith. Now it comes down to you continuing to do the work. Now it comes down to you having discipline. Now it comes down to you being consistent. You can have a million and one ideas. You can sit and talk to me at brunch about it all day long. And I love a good brunch. And I will come with you. I will bring a notebook and brainstorm with you as well. Love
Mhm.
it. Okay. There for you, friend. But at
Right.
the same time, baby, by the time we get down to this fourth brunch, I'm still going to get the Benedict. Okay. I probably still going to get the waffle. But don't talk to me about what you were supposed to do 2 months ago because I'm done with
Right.
you. You're done. Okay. And
Literally.
what God thinking too, because why are we still talking about it? If he's
At
already
one
put it on your heart, he's done the easy. You've done the easy part. So don't get upset when you've asked God for something. He's giving it to you, and now you're telling yourself, "Well, nah, I can't do it." Well, what we was doing all this for?
right. And why would you think so little of God to give you a vision of something that you weren't able to do? I'm confused. So not only are you minimizing your own abilities, you telling me that what God said? What what? Oh,
What ain't you
okay.
playing on my man?
Okay.
Too? Don't do that.
'Cause he said what he said. And not only it all these obstacles for us to start this podcast, but we ain't even on the same time zone.
Yep,
We
that
are
part.
figuring it out, okay?
No, for real.
And
Because
that's
then when she be having doctor's appointments or her and Corey got to go somewhere, and she be like, "So this time," and I be like, "That's a little late," or I be like, "Well, that's pretty early for me. I got to." We're our difference. I mean, in the hour, you be thinking it's not that big of a deal until it becomes a big deal.
mhm.
I'd be like, "You want me to wake up at one time, good sis? Okay. Okay. For you, I will. For you, I will do that.
Because we gotta get it done.
I gotta get it done. Yeah. So but it's been working out and it's been perfect. And I think this topic applies to just about anything that you do in life. And I hope that we conveyed that through this conversation today because I think when we were coming up with the topic, I thought it was a great topic, but I also was like, man, it's so like vague, because
Mm,
what do you just keep talking about when you say the perfect time? Yeah, the perfect time, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, it's so interesting that as we wrote out these topics maybe like a month ago, and now we're talking about it along the way, right? Along the way, things have happened in both of our lives where it's like, that is the perfect time. to have that conversation today. We write out topics, but we don't put them in order of which we're going to discuss those topics. And if we're in a season where that topic isn't settling with us, that very well could be moved to another season. Y'all don't hear about that topic until I'm like, okay, now here it comes. This is the right time for it. So don't be afraid to also write your ideas down. Write down what it is that you're feeling. I do very well with writing down what it is that I feel. Some people keep notebooks by their bedside, so if they have something in the middle of the night that they want to write out, get it out your head. That way you can wake up in the morning when you're fully awake now and really bring it to the Lord and waiting on him to give you those answers so that you can move properly in the right time. And he's going to let you know when that time is. But don't wait for it to look like somebody else's. That's the biggest
Right.
thing. I think that's the biggest thing I wanted to get through is like, I can't, and maybe that's what I'm going to be done with, is I can't sit on the gifts that God has given me because when I think about what it is, I'm thinking, well, that is saturated. I'm in fitness. Who isn't doing fitness? Who isn't telling you to work out? Who isn't telling you what to eat, what not to eat? One day they telling you you can eat meat. One day they telling you not. Vegans are the best. Pescatarian is awesome. But then you got omega-3s and mercury. Baby, shut up. Stop talking to me. Pray over your food and do what you can do, okay?
Right.
Get what you can afford. The biggest thing is that one size does not fit all. The only thing that's gonna work for everybody is the Lord. The Bible is unchanging for everybody who decides to open it and walk in their journey with Christ. But at the end of the day, that is your journey. The things that He has for you is going to be for you, and it all goes back into this quote unquote not waiting for the perfect time, because whenever God calls you, you probably will never think it's gonna be the right time. But I guarantee you, when you step out and them things start happening, and then you go, oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's not crazy. That's fake. So when I call my mama and I say, girl, somebody signed up for the class, she was like, girl, I ain't worried about it. I knew they was gonna sign up. I already prayed about it.
Exactly.
It's a reminder, and y'all know that's how she said it. That's a
Mhm.
reminder to me. Like, I shouldn't even be shocked that people signed up for this class. I asked for this. I knew God was going to come through on my behalf because I did the work and I put in the time and I put it at his foot. And all I did was, once I put it there, anytime I got a thought like, okay, now you need to create this. Now you need to post this. Like, my posts have nothing to do with nothing other than me saying, oh, this idea came in my brain and now I just need to do it. And them be my best ones. Them to be the ones y'all be out here liking. Don't let me have a thought process. Y'all don't be liking nothing.
Right. No,
So,
goodness.
just do it. Just do it. And once you put it at his feet and you believe that he's gonna work it out in your favor, just allow that time to pass, whether it's a short period of time or it takes you a few months or maybe a year. Just stay on it. And he's gonna guide you throughout however long this journey is gonna be for you. And it's gonna come through. Cause listen, we here with this podcast, season 6.
Okay. That's crazy.
I know, that is crazy, and we still going. Don't plan on slowing down no time soon, so if you tired of seeing us, prepare to
Too
be
bad.
sick of me.
Too bad. Get over it.
Bad.
Well,
I
dang,
don't
I
care.
don't know. I don't know what I would be done with because I feel like I guess the same thing. Or let me think. I feel like, because I don't feel like do I sit and wait for the perfect time? I don't know. I think I more so struggle with understanding that things will happen when they're supposed to happen. And the thing is, I feel
Mm,
like I will understand that. Like I'm sitting here telling y'all that, right? And I do believe that, but when it comes to like actually sitting and just being like, how
yeah,
am I supposed to just sit here and just wait? And it's just like, just sit there and wait. I feel like that's what I struggle with the most is understanding that things will happen at when they're supposed to happen, but also giving it the time that it needs to happen. Like
yeah,
I can't sit here and say, "Oh, I believe God is gonna work a miracle," and then be like, "God,
yeah,
but do it right now."
but yeah. So his timing. You
Yeah,
have a
so
hard time
trusting His
waiting on
time.
his timing.
Yeah, and then it's not to say because I don't believe that his timing will work out in my favor. It's just me because, like I said, I'm this person who I'm applying way ahead of time. I don't know, and then God is just like,
Yeah.
girl, if you just shut up, sit down, and be quiet, I already got the job for you. Actually, you know,
Yeah.
or maybe
Shut
God
up.
is saying you're not gonna need a job. Oh, was that you? Or was that me? And
I
so
hear you and I receive.
I receive it, Lord. All my bills will be paid. My cup will runneth over. I ain't gonna need that job.
Amen.
But just trusting in God's timing is the most important thing. So understanding that one, so like you said, it's a two-way street. Understanding that if
Yeah.
there's something that you want, there's something that God has given you to do. There doesn't have to be that is the perfect time to do it. You feel like it has to look a certain way, and God is like Brittany said, it may be 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right?
You wake up and you better hold on to that thought. Okay? You it done woke you up out your deep sleep. That's the Lord, okay? Listen
That
to
part.
that
Right.
voice and do what he said to do. And understanding that what your perfect time may look like isn't what God called for it to look like. Like Brittany said, if you gotta record on that razor, okay, you can't record on a razor, but if you gotta record on your phone, on your little stuffy stick, whatever it is, do that. Because so many
Yeah.
people start like Brittany said, that's somebody end goal that you're comparing your beginning to. And that the comparison is the thief of joy, child. Do your
Li-
thing, shawty. I ain't mad at you.
All right, Tupac.
So
If
yeah,
y'all don't know the song, I don't
y'all better
Black
know that
Heart
song.
Revoked. No.
Right. Y'all better know that song. But yeah, that's what I'm done with.
I think yeah. I think that's good. I think everybody, yeah, should be done with those things. I think that was a good one. And that could be a whole nother episode, y'all. Waiting on God's timing is crazy. And I mean
Mm,
that because I think we all struggle with that. We all want to wait on his timing to do things. So, but
yeah.
sometimes your plan and his plan, you be like, I don't think he saw when I wrote that on that calendar.
Right. He said, "Write it down and make it plain." I wrote it, and God said He went and edited it. That ain't what
That
I
part.
wrote.
I said, I know I got a common name, but Lord, Brittany Shanae
He said, "I
Moore.
saw what you wrote down, but this is what you're gonna do."
That part. That part right there. But this was a great episode. This turned out to be better than I expected. I don't know why I always say that. I always think that too. Like we ain't gonna have nothing to say. Even though we sit here and we write out all these notes and then
But
I
sometimes
think
it go
God
like
just
that.
put stuff on your heart and then it's poured out to the world. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. And I'm serious, y'all. Put it in the comment. I really want to know what is it that you think no one knows, that no one cares about, or something that you're wanting to start and just haven't been able to start. Like
I
share
just got an
with us,
idea.
big or small. I want to
Because if
know.
you share it, and not saying that we're not the biggest podcast ever right now, but we can
Yeah.
share your stuff, you
Yeah.
know? We small podcasts or small businesses helping each other. So if you comment the things in the comments, we will, post your stuff,
Yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
encourage you along the way. I think sometimes you just need someone to say, like, I hear you in the thought process that you have is not delusion. And sometimes the Lulu, and we did an episode on listen, it just go we've been cooking since
We got
episode
an episode,
one.
we got an episode for everything.
Okay, whatever you missing, Bible and the You're Done podcast. What else you need? Okay, you're
Hello.
welcome. Don't have to do all the work.
Right. Exactly. Your turn.
Your turn. Yeah, you're it. Okay. But please, y'all, please, please, please put it in a comment, not only so we can share it, but also so we can encourage each other, because we sit here and we do this podcast and we talk and we speak from our hearts, but we do have our own struggles and we do have our moments of weakness and self doubts. And so to know, not saying that we want other people to be like, yeah, I got self doubts too, but to share what it is that you're waiting on the perfect timing for, and to have a community to know like, hey, your idea isn't stupid. Whatever talent or gifts that God has given you, it like it's not delayed. Whatever it is that
Mhm.
you're wanting to do and that's been on your heart, this is your time to do it. And just share with us. And we wanna share that moment with you and celebrate you and let you know like this is the perfect time. So let's do it. We all going up in 2026. Let us know what it is now, because I'm pretty sure by the end of 2026, we're gonna have a bomb episode on how God worked that thing out. And here we are. And we're gonna
Exactly.
want you to share how that thing worked out for you. Okay. So
Amen.
thank y'all for tuning in.
Hey, and we gonna see y'all at the same time next week. Peace.
That
That
was
was
great.
great.
Mm, mm, mm.
We
We
did
cooked
that.
on that.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I know. That was good. That was good.